COVID never stops throwing surprises at us, friends, one after the other. When you are busy with one avatar, it throws another avatar at us. This time, one depressing COVID sequel is emerging in India and abroad. You must have heard and seen. Yes, I'm talking about that dreaded killer, black fungus disease, which is being reported across all major COVID centers in India. Let's discuss about Mucormycosis or black fungus in COVID in this video. Hello and welcome. This is Dr. Arun Naik. I'm a neurosurgeon and a health blogger. I work in a large tertiary care hospital at Bangalore, which is now a dedicated referral center for COVID illness. I'm involved in the neurological care of these patients. As a neurosurgeon specialized in pituitary tumors, I see about 2 to 3 Mucors a year. So Mucor is not a new disease. It's always been there and will be there. As the reports of black fungus were emerging from all across India, I have personally seen about 7 cases of these in the second wave. So what has changed really during the second wave? Speculation is that the mutation which the virus underwent is changing the immune system of our body and making it vulnerable to these opportunistic fungal diseases. Mucor is a ubiquitous mould present normally in every moist corners of our homes, cars, gardens, and offices. There are a variety of Mucor like Rhizopus, Rhizomucor, and many more. The incidence to a maximum about 2 per million population yearly, and what makes it dangerous is its case fatality rate, which is as high as 50%. It can affect many organs like rhinocerebral, that is affecting the nose and the brain, lungs, skin and gut. In COVID, it's mostly the nose and the brain type. It's seen in COVID illness after the infection clears, maybe after a few days. Now, what are the risk factors for developing black fungus? Number 1, and the most important, uncontrolled diabetes. This is the commonest cause. Immunity is reduced in diabetics as such. So, diabetics, when they take steroids for severe COVID, their blood sugars go haywire, and this poor sugar control rakes up the fungus and causes an infection. Number 2, immunocompromised patients. They are patients with blood cancers, organ transplantation, on immunosuppressants medications. Mucor is very common in them even without COVID. Number 3, COVID patients who spent a long time in the ICU and used oxygen therapy during their COVID illness. The fungus is supposed to spread through the oxygen supply lines if there is some moisture in our oxygen supply chain. Number 4, those who received steroids or tocilizumab injections during their COVID illness. Steroids are supposed to bring down your body immunity if used for a long time. Hence, the current recommendation is to use a short course of steroid, and definitely no steroids for those home isolation cases. Steroids have to be administered under strict medical supervision in a hospital setting only. Now, how does this mucor or black fungus get into our body? The fungal spores are there in the air and they are inhaled through the nose or oral cavity, from where they can make their way into the paranasal sinuses of the facial bones. From there, it enters the eye sockets. From the eye sockets, quickly it gains entry into those tiny holes in the base of the skull to ultimately enter its final favorite destination, the brain. This is where the destruction starts. The fungus is highly spreading into the brain, where it creates havoc in a few hours' time. COVID-19 is shown to cause reduced CD4 plus and CD8 plus lymphocytes, a type of white blood cells. And the shortage of these immune cells leads to extensive spread of this fungus. It causes swelling of the eyeballs and leads to immediate blindness in 2-3 days' time. Finally, the fungus attacks the delicate brain structures, causing brain stroke, brain hemorrhage, which are usually the terminal events in the disease. The whole process is so rapid, friends, that it kills the victim in less than a week. In one of my patients, the fungus caused brain stroke in mere 3 days. How to identify the fungus early? Number 1, never neglect the pain and redness around the eyes and nose. This is very typical and people ignore this early symptom. Later stages, the eyeball will pop out with double vision or sometimes blindness. Number 2, sinus issues after recovery from COVID should raise a suspicion. A black colored fluid coming from the nostril is highly suggestive and should never be neglected. Report to the hospital immediately. Number 3, black discoloration over the nose and mouth. Number 4, toothache and loosening of any tooth should raise a suspicion of mucor in the oral cavity. Number 5, fever and headache. If prolonged, keep a suspicion. Number 6, persistent cough and breathlessness even after the illness is abated. Number 7, blood vomiting. Number 8, later stage of the illness, one will slip into drowsiness and coma, and it is too late, very late. How to diagnose mucor? MRI scan of the face and the brain reveals the diagnosis instantly and gives us the extent of involvement, which unfortunately will always be in excess. In specialized centers like mine, a team-based approach always gives best outcome. Ophthalmologist, ENT surgeon, infectious disease expert, neurosurgeon like me, critical care specialist, microbiologist, all are summoned for these cases. I use nasal and brain endoscopic surgery techniques to remove the fungus as much as possible, which allows better penetration of intravenous drugs. Once I remove the fungus, we send it for tests which will tell us which type of fungus it is and which drugs can work. If the fungus invades the eye, then removal of the eyeball is an option, but there is some controversy of late. Some reports are coming and suggesting not to remove the eyeball as it allows the fungus to spread faster, whereas some reports they say eye removal is better in controlling the disease. We at this time, because of lack of real understanding, discuss all these things with the family and then go ahead with the treatment. In some we may have to remove the eyeball, in some we spare it. Till we know more about fungus, it's better to tread the middle path. After the surgery and diagnosis, we start antifungal medications immediately to arrest the spread of the disease. Amphotericin is the drug of choice for these patients. What is the outlook for black fungus? What makes black fungus notorious is the outcome of the illness. With the timely surgery and antifungal medications, 50% patients succumb to life-threatening complications still. If the diagnosis is delayed, then nearly 75% of patients die. But if the patient has diabetes or other immunosuppressed states, then unfortunately the mortality hovers around 95%. That's so dreaded. Can we prevent black fungus? Yes, for some extent. Number 1, controlling the blood sugars in diabetes. Number 2, judicial use of steroids. Steroids should be used only under strict guidance. Again, I am telling you, only for moderate to severely ill patients, never in home isolation patients, never. Number 3, judicious use of tocilizumab should be reserved only for ICU patients with life-threatening COVID illness because tocilizumab is supposed to cause mucor. Number 4, Thorough cleaning of oxygen lines, oxygen masks and ventilators should be monitored in hospitals, and we have to sensitize our biomedical engineers regarding this possibility. Number 5, always mask yourself near dusty areas or construction site. Number 6, be careful while gardening or using manure because molds are abundant in soil. Use gloves, shoes and those long trousers in the garden. Number 7, always maintain good hygiene. With that friends, we have come to the end of this video. Thanks for watching and hope you found this video helpful. If you liked it, give me a big thumbs up. Share this video with all your social media circles so that it will benefit all. If you are new here, please consider subscribing to Doclogues. Hit that bell icon to get instant notifications of my new videos as I upload. If you have any questions regarding black fungus, leave your queries in the comment section. I'll be back with another equally interesting Doclogue very soon. Till then, feel awesome, live awesome, and take good care of your health. And yes, vaccine is the only weapon we have against this dreaded disease. And please get your vaccines tomorrow.